To NFL, wherever the NFL starts and ends. We are the first people to give you the news for the NFL. To our Week 4 game recaps and Week 5 previews. We start out with Week 3's Monday night game between the Cowboys and the Giants, which the Cowboys beat the Giants 23-16. In a game that Cooper Rush looked pretty good, and the Giants didn't. The Cowboy defense got after Daniel Jones, and basically made his night a nightmare. And the Giants just couldn't do anything. The Cowboys overpowered them with defense, and the Cowboys won and moved on. The Bengals beat the Dolphins on Thursday night. Tua Tagovailoa got hurt in the second quarter. Teddy Bridgewater stepped in. They had no offense. It was 27-15 Bengals. And most of those points were with Tua. Just, you could see the whole body, the whole soul of the Dolphins just leave their bodies. It was very sad and scary for Tua's sake. Next up, the Bills beat the Ravens in terrible conditions. It was raining. Both these teams are battered, but the Ravens are so depleted on so depleted on defense. They had Rodney Stanley missed time again. Their secondary is so banged up. So are the Bills, but the Ravens can't overcome it. And they're putting so much pressure on Lamar Jackson. It's making them very vulnerable right now, as the Bills had beaten them 23-20 with bad play all around, including bad coaching from the Baltimore Ravens. The Packers beat the New England Patriots, where the Patriots had to have their third-string quarterback, Bailey Zappi, as Zappi was the only available quarterback that they had. Mac Jones is injured. Brian Hoyer got injured early in the game. Zappi came in, played pretty well. We'll see where it goes. But as Aaron Rodgers says, this is not sustainable if we're the Packers. This is not sustainable because we can't win like this. A third-string quarterback took over and we went into overtime. Can't happen. Next up, the Chiefs beat the Buccaneers 41-31 in a game that wasn't even that close. The Chiefs beat the Bucs mentally and physically. The Bucs were not there. I understand Hurricane Ian has affected all of Florida and everyone included, but they weren't tackling the Chiefs. They weren't even trying. I think it did not look good. It was a long night if you were Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then finally, for Week 4, the Cowboys had beaten the Washington Commanders in a game where the Cowboys looked efficient and Washington did not. Washington made mistakes. Penalties went the Cowboys' way, not Washington's way. It happens. It's unfortunate, but it does happen, especially if you don't have good offensive play from your quarterback. You can't expect to win many bowl games. Now, heading into Week 5 preview, our record for the regular season is 8-14. It's not great, but we can improve on it. First game is Falcons vs. Bucks. Bucks are favored by 8. I'm taking the Bucks. 28-14. Next up, Lions vs. Patriots. Patriots are favored by 3, depending on the quarterback, I think, is how this should go. If Bailey Zappi starts, I could see the Patriots pulling it out. If Brian Hoyer said, no, he's good to go, I could see the Lions win. But I'm going to take the Lions to win, and I don't really see too much in this Patriot offense. And the Lions have been scoring 35 points. Their problem is they give up 35 plus points. That's their problem. So I'm taking the Lions 31-21. Next up are the Cowboys and the Rams. Rams are favored by 4.5. I'm too much of a homer to go against the Cowboys. I'm not picking them to win. I'm picking them to cover the spread. Cowboys vs. Rams. The Rams will win 24-21. Next up, Raiders versus Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 7. I want the Raiders to win. They're not going to win. I'm picking the Chiefs. The Chiefs are just too much better, are way too better than anything that the Raiders could possibly do. Chandler Jones, you brought Chandler Jones in, you have Max Crosby to chase Patrick Mahomes around. If this does not work, nothing will work. Chiefs win, scores 31-14. And finally, Bears versus Vikings, a game where the Bears, they could win and make up some ground in this division. But it's not going to happen. Vikings are going to win pretty easily, I think. I want the Bears to win, but the Vikings are going to destroy them. The score is going to be 34-17.